Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be taking a first look at a game that is currently available on in early access on Steam. It's an indie project made by Gregory Adam Scott on the bottom here. It is called Armoured Commander II, and it is a World War II tank roguelike. I honestly don't even really fully understand what a roguelike is. I don't really play them. But this is an interesting game that allows you to play as a tank commander during various campaigns during the Second World War, and I am going to go ahead and take a look at it. So you can see here as you jump into the main screen, there are multiple different campaigns that you can play from in this game. Again, you command a tank in World War II, and you can play as the Germans in the Polish campaign of 1939. You can play... Do I have to use W? Yeah, okay. So no real mouse commands here for the most part in this game, by the way. So you've got to kind of use like the WASD keys and other things like that. But you can see here you can play as the Germans in the 1939 Poland campaign. The campaign lasts for 16 days, and I guess the region is considered northeastern Europe, which I'm assuming influences the terrain and whatnot. You can also play as the Polish in this same exact campaign, commanding a Polish tank. You can play as the Soviets in the Polish campaign as well. So this, these two start on September 1st, but the Soviet campaign starts with the Soviet intervention on September 17th. Slightly shorter campaign, 12 days in the invasion of eastern Poland. You can't play as a Polish officer in a cavalry unit, XZ. You can also play as Finland in the Winter War. So this is a longer campaign, takes place over 50 days, November to March 1939 to 1940. Similarly, you can play as the Soviets in that same campaign. There's also the Battle of France, played from either the side of the French, the Germans, or the British, taking place in the spring of 1940. And then apparently they've added an Italian campaign, which takes place in North Africa, where you can fight as a member of the Italian 10th Army. So you probably get the crappy Italian tanks. And then there's Patton's Best, where you fight as the Americans in Northern Europe. That campaign lasts for 3 months, starting in July all the way to April of 45. So basically sort of the breakout in Normandy to the end of the war. And you can also play as the Canadians on that same front, joining the 4th Armored Division as it attempts to win the war in the West. I think in today's video, since this is a first look, I am going to go ahead and take a look at the first campaign as the Germans' invasion of Poland. So I'll go ahead and turn off fate points over here, which I guess gives your tank protection by giving it fate. You can spend the points to keep your tank safe. I'll turn that off. And then we will have number 1 is the player commander. You take on the role of the tank commander. If you're seriously injured, you may miss a number of days of the campaign. If you are killed, your campaign ends. So I assume this is a little bit more of a role play element. You can turn it on or off. I would guess if you turn it off and your tank is destroyed, you can keep playing with a new tank, as opposed to if you leave it on, then if your commander's killed, then the campaign ends. But we'll leave it on, so we'll play with the tank commander setting on and fate points off. I did start a campaign briefly just to kind of look around the game a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and erase and start a new one, yes. All right, so it is 1939 in this game, and you can play as a German tank commander in this campaign with 5 different tank options. So you're given the option of commanding the Panzer II-A, which has a commander who is also the gunner, a loader, and a driver, so a total crew of 3. You can see here it gives you a little bit of a write-up of that particular tank. So it's designed in 1934. It was always intended to be a stopgap solution until other planned models of medium tanks could be designed and built. Even so, it has proven to be a highly capable light tank. This version entered production in 1937 and carries a 20mm gun as its main armament. So it is a fast tank. It is small. The armor is, I don't know what this means, but 1-1, 1-1, and something is, the turret, I guess, is restricted, so I'm guessing the turret can't turn, with a 20mm long-barreled gun and a coaxial machine gun. You can also command the Panzer 35T, which is a Czechoslovakian-designed tank, and was built at the Skoda Works. It's a fast tank. It has a hull machine gun, a coaxial machine gun, and a 37mm standard length gun. You can see here its armored values. It's a small tank. It's also fast. It has 4 crew members, a commander who is also the gunner, a loader, a driver, and assistant driver. You also have the Panzer 38T-A, which is also a Czechoslovakian design and has a 37mm gun, but it's a long gun, so it'll be a higher velocity gun. Coaxial machine gun, hull machine gun, armored, crew of 4, commander/gunner, loader, driver, and assistant driver. And then you've got the Panzer III and the Panzer IIID, which is sort of an experimental version of the Panzer III, and then you've got the Panzer IIIF, which is intended to be the backbone of the German armor, although armor at this time, but there is not very many of them. You can see here the Panzer IIIF has 5 crew members, a commander, a gunner, a loader, a driver, and an assistant driver. It has a 37mm long gun with a coaxial machine gun, hull machine gun, armored. And you can see different tanks have different victory point modifiers. So the Panzer II has a victory point modifier of a 1.3. Because it's a lighter tank, it's not as good, and it's more difficult to be successful, so you get a VP modifier. The Panzer 35 doesn't appear to have a VP modifier. The Panzer 38 doesn't either. The Panzer 3D does have a 1.1 modifier. I'm guessing that's because the turret armor is relatively light. You can see here slight differences in the armor scheme, so it probably dies more easily. And again, it's an experimental version, so that could be why. The Czechoslovakian tanks don't appear to have any design or any victory point modifiers either. They were actually some of the German army's best tanks in the invasion that they had in large numbers, so that makes some sense as well. Whew. How old is this game on PC? Bretto, it was made by, I think, one person and just recently entered early access, so it's new, although it definitely has retro vibes to it. Which has a short-barreled gun? Neuhauser. The 3D? No, they both have long. They both say 37 long, so the guns are the same. Panzer 38A also is the same. So the Panzer IIIF is kind of playing on easy mode, I would guess, with a 3-3 armor scheme and 2-4. The 38T has heavy armor in the front, but I'm guessing this is top armor or something because it's 3-1. So that seems a little bit less robust. Also only has a crew of 4. I think we'll go with the 38TA. So we'll do that. So when I select the tank, I'm given my mission for today. So it's battle. Your group has been posted to the front line where there is heavy resistance. Break through the enemy defenses and destroy the enemy units. So our mission is to, I guess, destroy the enemy units. We get air power of 80.0. I don't know what that means. And we get artillery support of 50.0. Again, don't really know what that means. It's over the Polish border. The first major engagements of the new German Panzerwaffe has begun. Lead your tank across the border and into Polish territory. The day starts at 5:30 a.m., ends at 18:15. We can take a look at some different items here on this screen. So if I press the number 2 key, you can see my crew. So I am B. Bergman. I am the commander and gunner, and I'm located in the turret. We also have loader H. Pfeffer. He's located in the turret as well. He's the loader of the gun. We have the driver R. Haas and R. Beck is the assistant driver. You can see each one of these individuals here. I'm assuming you can move them around a little bit, so like I can swap crew positions if I want, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. We'll back out. Meanwhile, we can also give crew members nicknames. So, for example, our commander could be given the nickname the Butcher. So you can see here our commander's name is the Butchie. I guess I need to edit that. Why won't it let me? I can't edit it once I've already selected it? Well, that's interesting. I guess I'm the Butchie. Anyway, yeah, P. Warner, it does look like an old DOS title, but that's kind of the aesthetic it's going for. We can give the tank a name. spell that right. Okay. THG's coffin. Now we need the baker and the candlestick maker. I don't think those will fit. What would the loader be? It'd be the baker, I guess. I don't really feel like renaming the drivers. They can just be whatever they are. Also, there is some interesting stuff you can dive into. So there's a crew menu where you can actually increase your crew members' skills. So Harold Pfeffer is 20 years old, born in 1919, April 1st. His rank is Panzer Oberschütze. He is the Panzer 38TA loader. That's his current position. You can see he has stats of perception, morale, grit, and knowledge. Those can all go up with experience. You can also spend points, either experience points or advance points, down here to increase their traits or their skills. His current status is good order. His fatigue is minimal. So you can see here they can also take injuries to the head and neck, the torso, the left arm, and you can do this for every one of your individuals. And you can also add a skill. So I can add, if I want him to be trained gunner, trained driver, fast hands, eagle eyes, all of these things you can give them traits for. Which then increases, fast hands increases the chance of maintaining a rate of fire when reloading the gun. Eagle eyes, when the hatch is open, increases your chance to spot and identify an enemy unit. And a gymnast increases your chance to successfully bail out when your tank is hit. So I'll add the skill and I'll spend the points there. So you can see here we use our advanced points to give them the skill fast hands. So we'll go ahead and exit out of here. We'll go back, and I think we'll actually give each one of these crew members, actually he's already an experienced driver. So I could add a new skill, or I could just make him better at some stuff. So I don't know what increasing knowledge will do, but I will do that. You can see Rudolf Haas is also 20 years old, although he was born in November of 1919. And again, I don't know what really, what the impact of spending these advanced points are. Now this is a driver here, so let's see what his skills can be. So we could actually train him as another position, which allows him to occupy another position without penalty. We can give him burst fire, which increases the chances of maintaining rate of fire with a machine gun. Eagle eye, which gives him better chance to spot, and gymnast. So we'll go with burst fire, I think, to make him a better machine gunner, since he'll probably be manning the coaxial machine gun. And then yours truly, the Butcher, will go ahead and we will... Oh, wow. I am already really good here. You can see I've got an experience of 66. I'm 27 years old. I'm Bruno Bergman. I was born in 1912, so I was 6 years old when the First World War ended. I am an Unteroffizier, and I'm the commander/gunner. You can see I have the trait of Blitzkrieg, which gives me some benefit over here. Travel time is reduced. I'm an experienced commander, which allows me to operate commander and gunner spots without any penalty. And I'm also a trained driver, so I'm a jack of all trades. I do have 4 advanced points, though, so I could go ahead and I could give myself some additional traits, which could be enemy spotted, less chance of being ambushed at the start of a battle encounter. So we'll do that. We'll take that trait. I have 3 more advanced points I can use, so I'll go ahead and see what else there is here. Knows weak spots, slightly increases the chance of scoring a critical hit when firing a gun at the armored target, so that seems like a good trait to have. And then, is there anything else worth having, or should I just use it on increasing my other traits? Natural leader gives them a bonus to their morale check, so yeah, I'll actually do that. And then quick trigger, burst fire, crack shot. Yeah, we'll do crack shot, actually. So rather than increasing my perception, morale, grit, or knowledge, I'll just be super skilled with a whole bunch of additional traits. Not September 0. Rotenhood. It is September 0. Oh, is that the date right now? I didn't even look at what our date is right now. It says September 4th over here. Okay, so that's all the crew stuff. We've already set the tank name. We've already set the crew nickname, so we'll go to 3 here. You can see September 4th. It gives us a journal for the day. If we go to number 3, so it's 5:30 hours, we can go to field hospital, no one is currently injured, and we can go back to 1, which is giving us our orders. So we'll go ahead and start the day. Now that we're starting the day, we have to go ahead and pick our ammunition loadout, so we can assign either HE rounds or AP rounds. AP rounds are used against enemy armored targets. HE rounds are used against infantry and unarmored vehicles. I'm actually just going to use the default loadout, which is 49 HE rounds and 17 HP rounds, AP rounds. Our ready rack consists of 4 HE rounds and 2 AP rounds, which basically means that we have 4 HE and 2 AP rounds currently ready in the turret for quick reloading, whereas the stores are what has to be pulled out of stores. So the ready rack is the portion of ammo that is easily accessible, and the stores are the portion of ammo that are more securely stored for whatnot. All right, so let's actually toggle here. And I'm going to go with one more. How do I load? Cycle ammo type. All right, so I'm going to increase my Ready Rack's AP loadout by 1, so we'll have 3 AP and 3 HE in the Ready Rack. And I'll accept and move on. So you can see here it takes 15 minutes to travel to the front. The front line appears to be this red line here, I believe it is. Nope, don't want to remain in place. So this is the campaign map. Again, it's a very basic looking map. You can see THG's coffin tank up here in the top left. Info about our tank. You can see our command menu. So we've got travel, supply, crew info, and then our air support. We can go back to the... Where was I going? Oh, so my squad apparently has other tanks as well. So our squad has 2 Panzer 38 TAs and then a Panzer 2A. Not sure where they're located. All right. So I think we'll go ahead and we will... So we're here. This red line represents the front line, or the land that we... Land back here is friendly controlled. Land up here is enemy controlled. So we can use the Q, E, A, D, C, and Z keys here to select the direction we want to go. This little green arrow represents where we're going to go. This brown area represents, I believe, a roadway. And then you can see there's different types of terrain all over the map here. So I'm actually going to follow the road, which may be stupid, into this hex up here in the top right as we approach this wooded area, and then we'll go ahead and we will proceed. Advancing fire, request air support, request artillery support. So I'm not going to do any of these. I'm going to do that movement, and I'm going to proceed, and you can see we'll move into this section. We enter the enemy-held section, and then we encounter enemy resistance. So you can see here we are now in the combat phase, or the combat map. You can see here there's 2 enemy targets that are concealed at about 120 to 480 meters. You can see we don't know what they are. There's question marks here. This represents our tank. We are in open ground. And yeah, so what do we do here? So we are currently, are we buttoned up or are we closed? So we are actually buttoned up now, which is probably smart because you can see here, so the blue represents our ability to sight, I believe. If I unbutton, you can see we can sight everything. If I close up, you can see our radius is less. I don't really want to drive forward or anything, so I'm going to kind of stay in place. So what we'll do is we'll give our orders to our crew members here. On the left side, you can see everybody's currently ordered to spot. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give the assistant driver the order to operate the machine gun, I think. The driver will spot, the loader will reload, and the commander will operate the gun. So the driver will spot, the commander will operate the gun, I believe. Yeah. And then the loader will reload, and that's what we'll do here. So we'll end that phase. Riflemen spotted directly ahead of us. So there's enemy troops directly ahead of us. So now we need to go ahead and we need to select the ammo. So we're actually going to... Whoops. We're going to use HE for our gun. We'll engage the target directly in front of us. I don't know what's off to my right here still. We'll fire at the target. So you can see here we've got a 16% chance of success. You can see here it's a -50 because there's smoke between the target and us, -15 because there's brush, but we get a +3 because we're a crack shot. Base chance to hit is 78%. That drops us down after the modifiers to 16%. So you can see we fired at the enemy target, and we got a hit. So you can see here roll is 12.4. That gives us, it's below 16, which means it's a hit. We also have the option to fire again. So we maintained our rate of fire, but we missed. I can fire one more time, I think. And we missed again. So we can fire 3 times there. So we already fired. We can also use our whole machine gun here. I think we can still fire at the target with the machine gun. So you can see here, no effect. So I think at that point we fired our machine gun, we fired our main gun, and we can go ahead and we can hit Spaced and the Phase. And heavy machine gun is off to our right. Oh, the other tanks on our squad are also engaging the enemy rifle unit. So the outcome, the odds are 12% of a rout, 24% of a reduce, 28% for a destroy. It looks like our roll was 95.8, so actually all we did was pin the enemy tank. And now we're into the next phase again. So we're going to keep everybody's orders the same. We're going to go ahead and move into the firing phase. We're going to go ahead and fire again with our main gun. We missed. We didn't get the option to maintain our rate of fire either. We'll open fire with the machine gun. No effect. And the phase. Our other units are going to fire on the enemy unit as well. And it looks like one of our tanks has engaged the heavy machine guns off to the right. So again, no effect this turn. So we're getting some bad rolls, I feel like. Meanwhile, the one unit that fired at the HMG, no effect either. So we're just going to continue this combat phase with this enemy infantry that's in our way. Yeah, flashback to 1980s. I mean, it is intending to be retro, so that is definitely deliberate. So let's go ahead and let's, I guess, just continue engaging these guys with our HE. Oh, shit. I guess I'm just going to go straight to the machine gun fire. We've already acquired the target, so it actually gives us a plus modifier, but again, the machine gun is not very effective at this point. You'd think we would get some more of the hits with the main gun here. We just keep missing. So our other units will also continue to engage the enemy infantry, and then one of our tanks will shoot... what just happened? Said the enemy's no longer pinned, so I saw that. Which actually... So brush, the target is moving, so they're trying to pull out, which lessens the likelihood of us to hit them. So I'm actually going to rotate the turret here and try and engage this other target here. So I'm going to rotate the turret, and then I'm going to go ahead and change targets over to the heavy machine gun, which I don't think is moving. Go ahead and fire at them. Turret rotated is a -20, so we still don't have a very good chance of hitting. I mean, it's basically a 0% chance of hitting. Using up all my... Oh shoot, I didn't switch targets for the whole mounted machine gun. Still no effect. Great. Infantry moving actually increases the likelihood of your machine gun hitting the target, which is interesting. Okay. Can we get a frickin' hit? I'm rolling so goddamn bad. I've engaged a couple of battles in this before, in this game before, and I've never had this much bad luck. Outcome odds. Okay, so our other units might have had... There we go. So our other tanks destroyed the enemy infantry unit there. So we knocked out that enemy tank. Or enemy infantry, sorry. So in this case, I think what we're going to do... Let's... In that phase... I actually don't have anyone driving, so I can't move the tank. But let's go ahead. 41% chance of a hit here, so hopefully we get a good... How? We can't get a hit if our life depends on it. Apparently the hull-mounted machine gun can't turn, so I need to put a driver on there, or I need to switch his orders there. Machine gun, or someone is shooting at the machine gun. We're with both machine guns and shells. Our other units destroying. Okay, so the enemy units are gone, and clouds begin to form. You can see that long battle there resulted in us destroying those two enemy units, and you can see the front line has been pushed forward here along this roadway, so you can see we took over this new hex now. So we can continue down the roadway into some forest. The weather, by the way, has changed to some scattered clouds. It is warm, dry ground, and that battle took us about an hour. So we'll go ahead and we'll move down the road into the trees, which is probably a bad idea for tanks moving through woods. But see you, Pash. But anyway, so there's 4 enemy units here on this part of the map. You can see here that there appears to be enemy armor over here, I'm assuming to our right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to order my driver to drive. I'm going to order my assistant driver to operate or to spot. The loader is going to reload, and the commander is going to operate the gun. So we can go ahead and we can do all of that. Rifleman spotted directly ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot the hull off to the right, which, as you can see, when you pivot, it changes your entire orientation of the enemy. So we've got riflemen directly to our front. I'm assuming this is a tank, so I'm going to go ahead and pivot here, and the movement phase. And now we're into the combat phase, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the target. I guess we're going to rotate the turret. I wanted to face this guy directly head on, but I don't know what it is yet. So I don't want to shoot at a question mark. So I think what we'll do is we will rotate the turret. We'll target the infantry because we know that that's what they are. We will switch to HE, and then we will go ahead and we will open fire on these guys. 16% chance of a hit. I know these aren't great hit odds, but you'd think after a while... There we go. We got a hit there. And then we can also... No one's on the machine gun right now, so we'll have to end the phase. It's an HMG, apparently, in front of us. An anti-tank rifle unit is behind us, and there's a 37mm something also in front of us. So the outcome odds on the enemy rifle unit, we destroyed the rifle with our HE. We were spotted by a 37mm anti-tank unit, and there's also an anti-tank rifle team shooting at us. Uh-oh. No, they hit us! Score 7 required, so rear facing +1. So we were hit by the enemy. Now the question is what happens. So our armor gives us a -1 modifier. Close range gives a -1 modifier to the attacker, but they get rear facing and close range, which gives them +2. So they have a 58% chance, I guess, of penetrating the armor. They penetrated the armor, so now they broke into our tank's armor. Now you were destroyed by the enemy. Okay, so we're bailing out. Our commander bailed out, and he is okay. Or wait, no, bail out. He's not wounded, but he failed to bail out. The loader bailed out. He's shaken, but he did manage to bail. The driver is heavily wounded, but he bailed successfully. And the assistant driver did not get hurt, but failed to bail. So I'm KIA. It says tank burns, vulnerable, Rescue wound, KIA. Same for our assistant driver, so I believe that means that I'm dead. The Poland campaign is over. THG's coffin indeed. September 4th, 1939, outcome of day, commander out of action, victory points earned 4. 2 battles fought, 1 map area captured, 2 gun hits, 0 vehicles destroyed, 0 guns destroyed, 3 infantry units destroyed. Our tank is destroyed by an anti-tank rifle unit there. Armored Commander final report. September 4th, 1939. Earned 0 victory points. There's our stats there. No awards. Fate, KIA. So, I spent all that time setting it up, only to die almost instantly. Oof. This could be a game that I think could be a lot of fun. You have a lot of different campaigns to choose from. You have a lot of different tanks you can choose from. So, for example, if we were to play the Winter War for the Soviets, for example, you'd see we'd have the option of playing the T-26, the BT-5, the BT-7, or the T-28. We also could play as the Americans in France, for example, in 1944, Patton's best. And we could have the M4 Sherman, the M4A1, which has better armor, I guess. The M4A3, which has even better armor. No, is it faster? It's a tank plus, whatever that means. So I guess it's, yeah, extra armor. We also have, with extra armor, we've got the 76mm versions of the Sherman. So a bunch of different American options then. If you play as the Canadians there, you can use the Sherman 2, 5, or VC, the Firefly, I guess. Are they all Fireflies? Or no, just the Firefly. So you can play as the Canadians there. And then you also can play, what do the Italians have here? The Italians in the desert, you fight for 20 days, 1940 to 41. You have the L335. That looks weird. And you've got the M1139. Designed to be the main medium battle tank of the Italian army, the M11 was under-armored, and its hull-mounted 37mm anti-tank armor gun proved difficult to use effectively. That feels like you'd be playing on hard mode. So we could kind of jump in here real quick and see how Patton's best works as the Americans. We'll go with the 76mm Sherman. I don't know if they had that in Normandy, actually. The 76W. I don't know when that started coming online. We'll just do the M4A3. Still a 75mm. Looks like it has a little bit of extra armor. So we have a spearhead mission. You must pierce the enemy lines, driving forward as far as possible before the end of the day. Cobra Breakout. I'm not going to look at all the other stuff. We're just going to fight. Default load. We've got some smoke rounds in here, too. Okay, it takes 25 minutes to move forward. It's raining right now, and it's warm. So we'll move to the east here. You can see in a spearhead mission, you don't start with half the map in your control already. You actually only start with a small portion of the map. But we'll move to the right to the road. No enemy resistance. So we took this spot on the map without resistance, so that's good. We'll go ahead and move south here. And no resistance detected as well. So I moved south mainly in an effort to clear this whole section of the map. I think we have to just get to the other side of the map, I think. Actually, no, we have to capture these 2 spots, these 2 yellow spots on the map. So we'll go ahead and proceed here through friendly territory. And we'll continue up the roadway here. And we've encountered enemy resistance. So you can see here there's 4 enemy units here. One's off to the right at pretty long range. One's close range here to the left. And then we've got 2 other units out here to the left. So our commander's orders will be to... do we want to direct fire? I guess we'll direct fire. The gunners will operate the gun. The loader will reload. The driver will drive. And the assistant driver will spot, I guess? I don't know if that's the right order of operations. A Panzer 4G or 5G is spotted? Okay. So let's pivot the hull and get this thing in front of us. It looks like he's off on an angle. Attempt hull down. I was unable to move to a hull down position. So I will move through here, select weapon ammo. I'm going to switch to HP or AP. And we'll see. Let's see here. Fire at target. Attacker's moving, which gives us a huge penalty. Large target, commander direction. It's raining, which decreases our effectiveness. So we have a 31.5% chance of hitting the Panzer. We'll fire. And we missed. Damn it. I don't really see any point in shooting a machine gun at him, so we'll go ahead and end the phase. Rifleman is beyond him. A half track is off here to the east, and another Panzer is behind us. So our other units are firing. So our other units in the squad destroyed the enemy Panzer in front of us. Do an oddball, shoot him with paint. So you can see the enemies moving around here. Let's open the hatch. Wait, spot. Sorry. I'm going to open the hatch up. Pivot out this way. And target this guy long range. 21% chance of a hit. Miss. Damn. No one's operating the machine gun, so it doesn't even matter. All right, other tanks are doing things. Enemy reinforcements have arrived off map, which is great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to keep everybody in the same position, I think. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to... Stug 3 has come onto the map. So we're going to go ahead and rotate so that we've got the half track in front of us. I was unable to move into a hull down position. So we're going to target the enemy half track directly ahead of us. I think for that we would probably want to use an HE round. Really? A 0.5% chance of hitting the target. Can we not hit anything? Well, shit. I guess we'll just end the phase. Whoops. I'm not really interested in firing at such a low chance of a hit. I mean, even if we switch rounds here, I don't think it doesn't really change our odds. So the half-track unloaded rifleman. So at this point, actually, I'm just going to leave ourselves in the current position. We're going to switch our driver into a... apparently he can't... I guess he can spot maybe. And can this guy operate? Yeah, this guy can operate the machine gun. So we'll do that. Let's switch this to HE. This guy stopped to unload a rifle squad, so we've got a very good chance of hitting him. 67% chance. And of course, we miss again. So we'll switch over to the hull machine gun. A partial effect, so we get one hit or something. End the phase. Nice! So one of our other Shermans knocked out one of the enemy vehicles over there. So apparently our other crew members are better, or other squadron tanks are better than we are. All right, 77% chance. Give me a frickin' hit. There we go. So we're going to maintain our rate of fire, which is going to give us 2 hits. We'll keep the machine gun firing at him, which also gives us a partial effect. So the final encounter, 58% chance penetrated. So we penetrated the enemy armor with our HE rounds, and we destroyed it. Meanwhile, the enemy tank fired at us and appears to have missed. I'm guessing the range doesn't help him. And we've got enemy infantry directly in front of us, so we'll go ahead and we'll just start firing on them. First with the machine gun. We'll get a full effect, so 2 FP. We can also fire again because we can maintain the rate of fire, which gives us a better chance of another hit, another full effect. So we're really gunning them down with our machine guns here. Meanwhile, I think we'll also go with an HE round here. Attempt to fire. Not a great... Oh, firing at this other target. I didn't realize where I was shooting. So we'll end the phase. Our other units are shooting at the enemy riflemen with machine guns. And we destroyed the enemy rifle squad directly in front of us. So another enemy unit destroyed. So we're still sitting in this position. I don't have anyone set to drive at the moment. So I'm actually going to go ahead and switch the assistant driver over to operate the machine gun. Or actually spot, I think. And then we'll go ahead and have the driver back to drive. I'll go ahead and pivot the hull. Let's go after this enemy tank. So we'll pivot this way. Attempt the hull down. Unable to move into a hull down position. Go ahead and engage the enemy tank with AP. Fire at the target. No chance of a hit. Well, again, what's the point of that? I don't want to waste ammo. So I guess what we'll do is we'll see if I can move forward a little bit. Not enough to get into the next hex. So someone's getting shot at. Took 3 moves moving, but not further away. Alright, so I was able to move closer to the enemy tank. Still doesn't change my odds against him. Can we move into a hold on? No. The attacker is moving. Oh shit. Did we just lose a Sherman? I think we just lost a Sherman. Is it us? Oh, I can use a fate point. Save myself with a fate point. Ha! So it's basically just like a what do you call it? Something to shield me perfectly. All right, so let's... Spot, operate MG. Doesn't really change that. So we got a 50% chance of hitting him. Miss, of course. Alright, so our other units are firing at the enemy riflemen. No effect on them. Oh, shit. He's hitting me again. So I can use a fate point again. So to make sure that he misses. So I'm just using these miracle fate points. I don't even see where it says how many fate points I have. Not sure where. I know that you're limited. God damn my gunners! I get like the worst odds of anybody to ever hit anything. How many fate points do I get? Seriously. Maybe it's on here and I'm just missing it, but I'm just saving myself every turn with fate points. There we go. We got a hit. Let's fire again. Let's maintain that rate of fire. Another hit. So hopefully we destroyed him. We'll see here. We'll end the phase. Only a 27% chance of destroying. Oh, we penetrated. Okay. So we got a good roll there. And we destroyed it. I'm now concealed. Okay, so let's have our driver go back to drive. The other guy go back to spot. And we'll move closer to the enemy infantry. We're no longer concealed, I'm guessing. We'll go ahead and fire at them. We're moving, so we get penalized there. 14% is worth taking a shot at. Another miss. No surprise there. Nobody using the machine gun, so... Yep, I was spotted by the rifleman. They attacked me with grenades. They hit me. They only have a 2% chance of penetrating. No penetration, so their grenades bounce off. All right, operate machine gun. Spot. I'm curious if I need to spot, like, once I've identified them, do I need to keep spotting, or can I keep him driving? I'm not sure. Oh, shit. I think I skipped a turn. All right, so let's fire at him with HE. 74% chance of a hit. And we got him. All right. So now let's switch to the machine gun now that we have a crew member on it. No effect there. Resolving 14 firepower on rifleman. 58% chance to destroy. We weren't able to destroy him, but we did reduce him. They're going to attack me with grenades again. I apparently have no more fate points, and they missed. We'll keep shooting machine guns at them. So we'll get a full 2 firepower effect on them. I'll go ahead and switch back over to our cannon. Oh, I didn't shoot. Whoops. In any event. Attacks with grenades. Hit. Penetrate. No penetration. Fire at target. 44% chance of a hit. We got it. We got a nice hit there. So then we'll move back to the machine gun. Fire that. Full firepower effect. And the phase. 16 firepower. 93% chance that we destroy him. But we don't even hit that. All we do is pin him. So this guy just won't die. So we pin them down, but we can't actually destroy them. Damn it. All right. There we go. Finished him off. All right, so that's a good result there. Although we did lose some tanks on our squad, I think. We've got one other... Our squad consists of my M4A3 Sherman. So all of my other squadmen died, I guess. Or, I'm not sure... So is my squad including me, or are there 2 of us now, or is it just 1? I think actually there's 2 of us. So me and then another M4A3 Sherman. Not really sure. All right, so let's keep moving down this road. No enemy resistance, so we keep moving that way. We're actually going to go off-road now and cut across this way. We're not going to go after these fields and on this crossroads. We're going to cut cross-country and go to this road. Remember, these 2 options up here are objectives. I also forgot there's one over here to the right. No resistance, so we took that ground. So I'll move directly east along this roadway. Enemy resistance encountered. I have been ambushed by enemy forces. M4A3 was destroyed. And they missed. So my collaborator is gone. So now it's just me. Direct fire, operate gun, reload. These 2 guys will spot. There's an enemy tank there, so... It's a Panzer Shrek team spotted. Fire at the target. Oh, God. 99% chance of hitting me with a Panzer Shrek? Ha! So apparently if you get hit with a Panzer Shrek, it's an automatic destruction. The Panzer Shrek has an automatic chance of penetrating you. I was destroyed by the Panzerschreck. Commander has light wounds. Loader is okay. The driver's shaken, and the assistant driver is seriously wounded. The commander successfully bailed out. So vulnerable to tank burns, heavy injuries, I guess, by the driver who failed to bail out. But I did manage to get out with light wounds. So the tank is lost. That's the outcome of the day. We earned 17 victory points. We fought 2 battles, 5 map areas captured, 7 gun hits, 4 vehicles destroyed, 0 guns destroyed, 2 infantry destroyed. Your commander recovers from light injuries. So no level up. You can see our loader and our driver both leveled up, but we were able to get out. And that ends the day. So now I have to pick another tank to command. We're still in the same campaign, so I could go with like a 76mm tank. All current crew can be assigned to this new tank, so we can say yes. So I have to assign them to new crew positions if required. And you can see here we're now on to the next day. So apparently my wounds were only bad enough to knock me out for the day, and then the next battle is a battle. So you can see that's the result there. You know, I think, and I haven't used air power or anything like that. I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. It's an interesting looking game. I do feel like it might be one of those kind of games that gets a little bit repetitive over time. But for only $8 on Steam, I think it's a pretty cool little thing. It is still in development as well. So I'm curious to see how the battles sort of grow or the campaigns grow. I'm also curious if you fight in like the Polish campaign as the Germans, can you then carry over into the French campaign as the Germans? Like, is there a continuity where you can kind of build an ace up, or are you limited to one campaign? The American campaign sees you all the way through the occupation or liberation of Western Europe, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's a neat little game. It's a roguelike. I'm curious how air power works. I don't know. But again, I don't play a lot of roguelikes, so I'm not as familiar with sort of the rinse and repeat nature of it. That being said, cool little game. It's a neat idea. And I think the execution is interesting. But that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming out. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm out.